For this example, we are going to be working with the Live Long and Prosper business in Centerville, which has not been listed. So as we've done before, we pulled this up in Google My Business, we clicked on it, and we found that it is not there. So it's asking me if I've correctly entered the name and the address, then it's telling me I can go ahead and enter the full business details in order to have it listed. So I want to click there, and here's where I can go ahead and enter all the information. So I'm just going to take a real quick break here. I'm going to enter all this information so you don't have to watch me fill it out. Okay, I've gone ahead and entered all the business information. One thing that is very important is that you take note of how you are entering your information. For instance, I'm spelling out the word and not putting the symbol for it in the name. I'm abbreviating street with ST, not ST period, and not spelling out street. So make sure for the zip code you are able to put a 4-digit code behind the zip code as well. But here I'm only putting the 5-digit zip code. I need to make sure that I do this the same across all the places that we're going to be discussing in this course. I'm choosing lawn care service as the category. We can add some more in later. And at the bottom, I'm checking the box that says I deliver goods and services to my customers at their location. Of course, this is going to depend on what the business does that you are working with. Not all businesses have a storefront. So if they do, this is not a box that you want to check. In this case, this business is providing lawn care services, so they go to the customers. They don't want people coming to them. So we want to check that box, and we'll look a little bit more at that once we get into the dashboard here. So now that I have all of my information filled out, I just want to do one last check, make sure the name, the address, the phone number all looks good, and that I've taken note of how this looks, because with Google's pigeon algorithm change, which actually it hit in July of 2014 for the United States, but it went international in December of 2014, it's very, very important that everything stays the same. Everything has to be consistent. We don't want any small changes, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But once you are done, you can go ahead and click continue at the bottom, and it's going to continue to prompt us for more information. Now, if you've selected the box that says you go to customers, you serve them in their location, you'll be able to add some different zip codes or different cities here. So I can go in and I can type in some local cities as well. And I can always go back and add this. So I'm just going to add in a couple local ones that I know this particular business is going to be serving. I can also say that I will serve them within, let's say, 20 miles of my business, if that's what I want to do, versus adding in a specific city. And if you also serve customers at your business address, then you'll want to check that box, because this is going to determine how Google displays your address. If you're not serving customers at your location, they don't want to put your address there. Now, as you'll notice, we are back on the screen where if your business was already listed, you have to confirm that you can receive mail at this location. So it says, I am authorized to manage this business and I agree to the terms of service. We'll go ahead and click continue, and it's going to set up the Google My Business page for you now. Now what's going to happen is Google, whether you are claiming your listing as we looked at in the last video or you're setting up a new one, Google needs to verify that you are who you say you are. They're going to do this by mailing you a code. So it's going to take up to 2 weeks for you to actually receive a postcard in the mail. And when you receive this, it's going to have a PIN number, and you're going to put in that PIN number, and that is going to verify your listing. And verifying your listing is going to be very important for ranking, so make sure that that happens. So make sure that you're setting this up with an address where you or your customer can receive mail, And do not use a P.O. box. That's something I didn't mention already. You need to use a physical address. Google knows that people just set up P.O. boxes because they're trying to rank in certain locations, even if they're not there. They don't accept those. You're not going to rank with a P.O. box. So forget about that idea. Use a physical street address. All right, so we'll continue and we'll verify that later. Now, the good news is that although it can take up to 2 weeks for your postcard to arrive in the mail, you can continue optimizing your page in the meantime, getting it set up and doing the other steps that we're going to talk about in this course. So once your page has been verified, you'll be up and running and ready